With Christmas past us, I wanted to go over something that I'd noticed on YouTube over the past couple months, a little bit before Black Friday, and it is the sub $100 gadgets you need to buy. I hate these videos, and I wanted to explain why I hate them, why you should try to avoid them. It's nothing against the YouTubers themselves that make the videos. I'm certain they're perfectly fine people, but I hate the idea of them and the ideas that they push. So you know the videos, they come out around the time that Black Friday happens here in the United States, which is in late November. These videos are pushing these tech gadgets that you need to buy that are kind of complete nonsense. Anything from docks, dongles, little gadget fidget things, microphones, whatever it may be. They are relatively cheap products that you probably already have an alternative for, or if you don't have an alternative for it, you probably don't need it, because most of the time you see a product, you don't need it, because if you needed that said product, you probably already have it. And a lot of these tech gadget videos are just cheap, basic products that you already know exist that you just haven't purchased yet. Obviously, not all products that any YouTuber suggests to buy is bad or flawed, but you have to obviously be very aware of who's telling you to buy what, because certain influences that they might have. And with all of these videos, there are always Amazon links, affiliate links in the description. So why should you not buy these products? The first one is that they cost money. Sub $100 is relatively cheap, but as inflation continues to rise, these numbers start to get larger and larger. And when you start thinking about sub $100, you could spend $200-$300 pretty quickly on products you don't really need. Anything from dumb dongles to dumb cables to useless little, I've seen something as silly as an iPhone holder to have sit beside your bed. These products are completely unnecessary. You don't need them. If you needed them, then what I would suggest doing is keep these products in mind. And for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, have an idea of what your life would be like if you had said product, whether that product be a way to charge your Apple Watch and iPhone and AirPods at night, or if it's something as simple as just a new dock or a dongle. Keep these products in mind when you're going throughout your daily life and see if it would actually have an impact. Some products obviously are helpful. This microphone arm, this cable, this table, this camera, the light. These things are useful. The shirt, these things I'm glad I purchased. But you have to consider the fact that a lot of these purchases were made not over the course of a day or 2 days, but these have been purchases that have been made over the course of the last 3, 4, 5 years. And these are purchases that I sat on for many, many months before I decided to pull the trigger. This microphone I wanted for over a year before I actually finally found a good enough deal on Facebook Marketplace. The light, I waited over a year for that one as well. This tabletop, very similar. This was actually closer to 2 years. This light was my wife's, so to be fair, I didn't buy that myself or for myself, and I don't know how long she waited to buy that. And then the other light back there was given to me as a Christmas gift about 4 or 5 years ago when I first started making videos on this channel. And instead of buying those products, which is more than likely what you'll end up doing, if you had $100 to spend on it, consider investing that money. I'm obviously pretty anti-credit cards and going into debt to buy products, but if you actually had the physical cash that you were willing to just spend on this product, maybe just consider investing that money instead of purchasing it. If you could invest an extra $100 here, $100 there, your future self will most certainly thank you. I know that I'm 27 and I'm not that old, but I've been investing long enough to be able to see the value of being in the market for a long time, at least 5-10 years. And I've noticed that, man, I really wish I just would have spent that extra money when I was younger instead of buying stupid golf clubs, which is normally what I used to buy. On top of wanting this purchase, you should consider your own motives for why you want this item, why you want to make this purchase. Is it something that you actually need, or is it something that you thought looked really cool and you just sort of wanted at the time, and you just sort of gave in to your base desires and base instincts, and you just said, I want that, I want it now. You went on Amazon and it was there a day and a half later, whatever it may be. So make sure you're considering the reasons why you're purchasing this. Obviously, think about this throughout the couple weeks you decide to buy the product. But most of these products, even the cheap ones, the $5, $10 ones, just don't buy. I know they can be enticing at the cash register. You think, oh, I could use another USB stick in the case of Micro Center, or you could buy some surge protector, whatever it may be. These purchases, yeah, they might be necessary in some cases, but in other cases, you probably could deal without that surge protector, deal without that cheap microphone, deal without that phone case, whatever it may be. These little purchases add up over time. Certainly, I mean, you spend $20 5 times, it's $100. You do that another 10 times, and that's $1,000 right there. It doesn't work like that all the time, but if you just think about these things in terms of a longer term investment, then that's how you can buy better quality stuff. And hopefully you can end up buying stuff that costs more, obviously, but in the long run, it'll actually be less because you won't be rebuying it over and over and over. So that would be one of my tips. These sub $100 videos, sometimes the thing you could purchase is the most expensive version of that you could buy. And I don't think you should just always buy the most expensive version, but you should definitely consider looking at the more expensive and pricier option in a lot of these cases, because a lot of times you're just buying the cheapest version of this one thing. I know I've done this with tools. I've redid my basement. I've done a bunch of projects. I am a casual hobbyist woodworker, and I suck at it. But every single time I bought a more expensive tool instead of buying the cheaper tool, not only does the project turn out a little bit better, but it also makes my life a lot easier, and the tools seem to last a lot longer. The tools I've had the longest, or that are the oldest that I've bought used, those were more expensive at the time they were purchased. They have lasted in some cases 20, 30 years. And finally, you have to question the motives of the person that is selling you this product, which is basically what these $100, sub $100 gadget videos actually are. They're just advertisements that you're watching for your own pleasure for some reason. You would never knowingly watch an ad on TV. If an ad pops up in the middle of a football game, which is the only TV I watch, but when an ad pops up in the middle of a football game, I don't want to watch it because ads suck. And when these people are making these sub $100 tech video, gadget videos that you need to buy, those are just advertisements wrapped up nice and pretty, and they're played out like it's not an advertisement. That's all that it is. They give you 10 different products, and they have each one listed in the video description. It's just an advertisement. It's a long advertisement that you're choosing to watch. So you have to be very careful about who you're watching, why they may be selling you these products, and if they have the holiest of intentions when they're trying to sell you on these. I really try not to put any products in my video descriptions. I try not to review brand new products for the same reason. I'm not perfect. I don't take sponsorships, and I understand that you should still not trust me fully because I have my own biases and I have my own opinions on certain things that you might completely disagree with. But keep this in mind when you're purchasing these products and you're watching these videos, that these content creators, well, they're not trying to intentionally harm you and put you into financial ruin or whatever, whatever I think they might be doing. It's probably best if you take a step back, don't fall in love with these tech YouTubers. They're just people who are trying to make some money when they make these videos, and they understand that, and you as a consumer have to understand that as well. So if you can understand that, yes, they're selling me a product, but this is actually a product that I would personally buy in any other circumstance. I didn't know this existed. I've been looking for this certain product for a very long time. Then I think it's completely fine. You could support your favorite YouTubers with that. That's completely fine. But I really try and go against putting Amazon links in the description. I've done it in the past on stuff that I really truly thought was valuable, but it's a tough dance to play because I'm trying not to be a sellout at the same time. I'm trying to provide value in a product that I think is worth it for you, the consumer, but at the same time too, I don't want these videos to turn into advertisements. So, which is why I always tell you to delete the app you're watching it on. I always tell you to buy less stuff. I'm a dumb YouTuber, I certainly know that, but I think it's worth it because I can sleep with myself at night knowing that what I did was the right thing to do. And when my kids grow up, they can look at me and say, Dad didn't make a lot of money from YouTube like everybody else did, but at least he stuck to his values. So just keep that in mind when you're watching these videos. I think it's probably in your best interest to not watch these videos anymore, to choose not to watch them. If they come up on your page, you can push a little 3 dot button and say, don't show me these videos, I'm not interested. And I think that'd be better for you. But at the end of the day, you have to make your own decisions. You have to do what's best for you. These are just my opinions. So thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. This has been Scott with Techno Eclipse. Peace out. I still love saying Techno Eclipse.